So 40 laps again tonight, and this will pay $10,000 to win. Tomorrow night we go 50 laps for 12, and then 50 laps for 25. Again, hey, if you're coming tomorrow, come out early, or on Saturday as well. Be sure to visit the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Souvenir trailer. It's been a good run for Jeb. I tell you what, running the Souvenir trailer, we got official Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series racewear, the world's fastest late model shirts. We've got all kinds of nice sweatshirts. Got some T-shirts, hats, all kinds of goodies back
some
there.
limited run FloRacing apparel down there as well. You're going to see a lot more FloRacing apparel as the year goes on. And, man, I tell you what, Jeb's done a great job down there. Jeb Bender, part of the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series family, and he's done a great job throughout Speed Weeks. Go and see him tomorrow. Some of those sizes, shirts, the quantities are getting a little tight, so go by and see him tomorrow before the shirt and design and size you want is no longer available.
Another question, of course, we went over the all-time win list. People wondering, well, how come Hudson O'Neill's doesn't have the Midwest Sheep Loin spoiler? Well, we did that a few years ago, and they kept rotating like race to race. So we waited until after Speed Weeks. We head to Atomic in Brownstown, and the driver leading the points then will be sporting the Midwest Sheep spoiler. So I wanted to clarify that as well.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. I mean, you get down there, and then you get to drop nights and different things. And it gets shifted around. Our buddy Chris Davis from Midwest Sheet Metal is watching tonight, and I just want to say a big thank you, Chris Davis, for everything you do and all the marketing partners with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And, of course, it's a Raleigh Auto Parts Rookie of the Year title. A lot of money, a lot of contingency prizes on the line for that as well, and it's a very strong field of rookies here in 2026.
All right, the Race Car Engineering Pace Truck.
Look how wide the racetrack is, James. Look what?
You know, turn 4 starts out kind of, they get up in the wall, but as the night goes on, they can run, they can get used to that. And this thing is 3 or 4 wide. Who knows last night? Last night we went 30 laps caution free. Jonathan Davenport got the lead.
If Michael Rigsby ever touches your note cards,
our Thunder stock,
yeah,
he's chomping at the bit for tomorrow night, that Crown Vic.
We're going to put him on the call tomorrow night.
Would you do it, Michael? Would you do the call with me for the Crown Vic feature?
Well, yeah, okay, there you go. Right, Rigsby's on the call.
There you go.
Yeah,
all right.
Crown Vic Mania.
All right, Davenport Turbo. Tyler, 21 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. On the outside of the front row, 40 laps in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. We've given you the Olin starting lineup. Here is the Ace Doran. Hauling and rigging start zone. 40 laps, points tonight. Let's go out of 4, Ben.
Green flags in the air, 40 laps the distance, off into 1 and 2. Overton looks to the inside of Davenport. Davenport through the middle, Turbo upstairs. Jonathan Davenport drifts wide off the corner. He leads them. Tyler Erb's going to think about a slider off into 3 and 4. Drives it off in there, can't quite get there. Davenport to his outside. James, lap 1. Jonathan Davenport leads over Tyler Erb, Brandon Overton, Hudson O'Neill, and Mark Whitener as they work through turns 1 and 2. Man, that was an exciting first lap.
Down the back straightaway, Brandon Overton works the bottom. The Budweiser 76, the best performance, number 1. Out of turn 4, JD still showing the way. Here comes O'Neill in 71. He's 4th. Whitener is 5th. Into turn number 2. Out of turn 2. Here comes Overton. Dig it hard. Disappointment for Overton last night. Wound up in 10th, but points paying race tonight. One of his favorite racetracks, but Jonathan Davenport, who won here last night for the first time since 2016, as they go side by side for second, 76 and 1, Ben.
Overton to the inside of Tyler Erb. Erb will fall back to 3rd. Overton up into the 2nd spot. Out front, Jonathan Davenport. He led all 30 here last night. Had to hold off a hard-charging Hudson O'Neill late. Well, he's got Brandon Overton in 2nd. Last night was Jonathan Davenport's 3rd Lucas Oil win here. Brandon Overton has 5 Lucas Oil wins here at Golden Isles. Meanwhile, Tyler Urban 3rd, Hudson O'Neill back in 4th. Mark Whitener, man, he's had speed throughout Speed Weeks. 2 top 10s to start the week at Alltech. And then after that, James, it was like the luck went south for the driver of the 5.
Carson Ferguson there to 7th. Trey Mills runs in 8th. Dan Ebert 9th. Trent Ivy runs in 10th. This thing stays green. They're about on the same straightaway as the tail end of the field. Right now, still leading is the 49 car. Out at turn number 2. Overton trying to stay in contact, because once they get the traffic, here comes 76. Slowly but surely is O'Neill up against the top shelf out of turn 4, but Tyler right now is the 3rd spot. O'Neill 4th. Whitener is 5th.
McIntosh calls it a night. The Raleigh Auto Parts Rookie of the Year from 2025 will try it again tomorrow. Well, we saw Huddy mount a charge there in the second half of the race last night, kind of attributed to tire choice. Right now, starting to catch your top three, but they're going to get grouped together. The Hellraiser Jacks caution on the speedway. 7 laps down, 33 to go, and Brian Shirley had rolled to a stop at the top of turn number 2, and that slows the action and erases a 9/10 of a second lead that Jonathan Davenport had over Brandon Overton. Dustin Jarrett, looks like Brian Shirley's thinking about heading your way, and now he's going to stop thinking about it. He's just going to do it. He heads down to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit.
Yeah, Brian Shirley, trouble in the 3S. He is going to make his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, as is the driver of the number 7, Ross Robinson. You mentioned the 79 car of Donald McIntosh, also out of the race, guys, in this one.
And Brian Shirley, they are going to push that car straight back to the pit area. So something, a terminal under the 3S car. He'll try it again tomorrow. And James, this really felt like the year where Shirley was going to get his first Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series win here at Speed Weeks, but man, bad luck bites him again, DJ.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Meanwhile, Ross Robinson, his wife Amanda, and the crew, they are looking underneath the rear end of that race car, checking the, looks like they're making a shock adjustment on the right rear of the number 7 of Ross Robinson, guys.
All right, thank you very much.
So no FK, did not have a replay. What happened to the 3S car as you see Ross Robinson down there. So we've got 7 laps in the books. It's Davenport, Overton, Brandon Overton, Tyler Erb, Hudson O'Neill, Mark Whitener, your top 5. Delaware double file. Overton's going to pick the bottom, right? You would think, Brandon Overton.
I would say so,
Yep.
And as we do that, it looks like he picks the outside, so that's why we're up here.
That's
and
the way
they're
our
out there.
day is going, right?
The only thing I can say is, man, those guys really get a lot of momentum off of turns 3 and 4. Maybe he's thinking he's going to roll the middle of the racetrack. But he better get a good start because Turbo will throw a slider into turns 1 and 2, as he should.
You saw that in January.
As he should. Well, Davenport, he got a great start to this race, and he led 30 here last night, and he was under protest there late. But for a lot of it, unchallenged. DJ.
Hey, real quick, Donald McIntosh, an early retiree in this one, said that they just weren't quite making ground. He's still getting used to being back in the 79, and rather than get a little wear and tear on the race car, he decided to pull in for the night.
All right, thank you very much, Dustin. Well, Rob Penrod's got the green flag in hand. I think we're going to roll him around. Show 1 to go this time by. 7 on the board, 33 to go. It's Jonathan Davenport over Brandon Overton, Tyler Erb, Hudson O'Neill, Mark Whitener, Ricky Thornton Jr., Carson Ferguson, Trey Mills, Dan Ebert, and Max Blair rounds out your top 10. And your current Hoker Trucking hard charger, there's a handful of guys that have got up 3 spots. We'll monitor this one as we go. Garrett Alberson leading the way, currently 14th to 11th.
Let's keep it on that 5 car, right? So tough a few weeks ago at Alltech. Led the most laps on the Saturday night, but did not finish. Right now, he already start in 5th in car 5. Davenport has led every lap so far tonight. Behind him, Overton and Tyler are back underway. The East Durham hauling and rigging start zone as they go into turn number 1. Overton's going to go to the top. Tyler Erb on the bottom. And here comes Widener. Widener goes to 4th as he gets in front of Hudson O'Neill as the top 5 enter turn 3.
Davenport your leader, but here comes Tyler Erb. Oh, and Turbo's going to go around right in front of the field. Will everybody miss him? Oh, my goodness. There were a little bit of bench sheet metal, but that could have been so much worse. And Tyler Erb facing the wrong direction down in 3 and 4. Oh, man, that was a tough break. He was heading to the inside of Davenport. Overton was headed to the top side. And we'll never know how that one might have played out.
Being there at the front, we'll should have an FK Rod-Ins instant replay on what happened to the New Waverly, Texas driver. So we'll go back. Did not get a lap in.
He's down there in the all makes collision, turn 4 work area. Zachary Booker tells him everything looks good. All right, let's take a look. FK Rod-Ins. Man, tough break on that one car. As your FK Rod-Ins instant replay, and Turbo got a run in there, and they get together. Turbo goes around, and how nobody hit him. I mean, there was a few guys that leaned on each other to get around him, but how nobody else made contact with that one. Here's another look.
How did Dan Ebert get around him? Just look right there, the left rear.
Oh, man.
And the right front. And Ebert
Looks like Ebert may have
completely sideways.
Yeah,
But everybody's going to maintain their spot except the one car will have to go to the back right there.
Ooh. And if you're Davenport, now you got to wonder, is that left rear okay?
Well, you worry about what happened after the Wild West Shootout. You could have, a valve stem knocked off or something, right?
Looks like Ebert might have made a slight contact coming by.
But they all kept going, so the one car to the back, oh, man, Garrett Alberson, wow.
Can opener, got the 58 car. Still 7 down, 33 to go. We'll come back to the green flag. And the A-Storm hauling and rigging restart zone down in turn number 4. Jonathan Davenport at the point. Let's keep in mind, Overton had turned up the wick on that last restart, but Overton picks the low side, and that's going to cost him, James. Here comes Whitener to his inside, to his outside. Hudson O'Neal, Whitener up to second.
Did I say keep it on the 5?
You did, yes, sir.
Down the back straightaway. Here comes O'Neal back on the bottom. It's 71, and there's a little bit of contact. For the lead, he slides right through the middle of them. 3 wide behind them. Here comes Carson Ferguson in 93. And Whitener. And Whitener's going to leave O'Neal room down the back straightaway. On the outside, they're trying to go 3 wide. Thornton had to back out of it.
I think I've seen this.
They are racing hard.
I've seen this one. Davenport leading, Huddy closing in second. The difference is right now, Huddy at this point last night was back in about 6th. Right now, he sits in second, 0.8 of a second behind your leader. Davenport stretches it out ever so slightly. Whitener in third. Man, Overton picking the low side on that restart just did not work out well for him.
3 wide there out of 4. Blair on the bottom. Blair around Ferguson. Thornton to the top. Plenty of racing room again here tonight. Thornton will get the run out of 2 down the back straightaway around his good buddy Blair. They go side by side into 3 as Davenport still leads. And here comes the 71 car as a run into 1. As we have 9 in the books. They're side by side for the lead at Golden Isles, Ben.
How about that? Davenport goes to the top. He'd been running the bottom. Now he moves to the middle, lets it slide wide. Now it's Hudson O'Neal down low. Last time by 0.3 of a second. The separation this time at the line. Still 0.3 of a second. 2-car breakaway out front, working lap 13 of his 40-lap affair. Man, they're up on the top side of his race, second 1 and 2.
76-20, RT and 111 back there. Davenport still leads, still 27 to go, 13 in the books as Thornton throws it in on Overton. Overton gets the spot back. Brandon Overton right now in 4th, Thornton 5th, Blair, Harris, Ferguson, Mills, Ebert. How about Mark Whitener right now in 3rd in car number 5 as he trails the top 2 into turn number 1 with 14 scored.
And your Hoker Trucking hard charger right now, Ross Robinson 28th and 21st after a trip to the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. Meanwhile, top 2 cars, distance starting to grow a little bit between them. Last time by 0.6 of a second. Actually, Huddy may close a bit this time. He does, 0.5 of a second. As Jonathan Davenport trying some different lines. He and Hud cat and mouse around this 4/10 mile oval. Man, good stuff here tonight as Hud heads down to the bottom. Davenport up and top. 16 laps complete, 24 to go, and they're closing in on the back of the pack.
Into turn number 1 out of 2. Whitener still solid in 3rd. Overton back. Here's the 111 and the 6 of Clay Harris, who's climbed to 6th. Max Blair right now trying to get that 6th spot back as they come off of turn 4. It's still 49 and 71. The deficit is 0.4 of a second with 17 scored. Whitener still 3rd.
Yeah, Whitener's having a really good run as Brandon Overton starting to close back in on him. That battle happens a straightaway behind your battle for the lead. Davenport and Hudson. And Hudson's closing in on him, James. 2 laps away from the Hellraiser Jacks halfway mark.
Right there to get around the 93 of Corey Lawler. 49 and 71. Whitener right there trying to battle back here. Brandon Overton and Ricky Thornton Jr. We're going to have a battle for the lead off of turn 4. Next time around.
Right here.
As we scored lap
off into 1 and 2. Huddy with the slider. He throws it in front of Davenport. Davenport turns back down the hill side by side for the lead. And Davenport holds the top spot as we race back to halfway. Who's going to be your leader, James?
Golden Isles putting on his show. New leader. I don't know. I do not know. Davenport still has the lead.
0.04 of a second Davenport had in. It's another slider from Huddy. Davenport drives back around him. Good stuff tonight at Golden Isles.
O'Neal back on the bottom. Alpha turn number 4. O'Neal trying to take the lead for the first time. Davenport still has it. Oh, Whiskers up on the wheel, isn't he? 49 down. O'Neal got into the wall. That'll slow him down a little bit. 19 to go. Whitener still 3rd. Thornton 4th. Brandon Overton is 5th.
We got one slow in all 4s. He's going to get to the infield, but we stay green. And Kyle Bronson, no. He is going to draw a Hellraiser Jacks caution with 21 laps complete. Don't think we got that lap, so 21 down. And caution on the speedway for Kyle Bronson.
Golden Isles, you got to love it. Fans at home watching, you got to love it. Man, they are putting on a show.
Tustin from the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit. How about this battle for the lead between JD and Huddy?
You know, one thing you kind of forget when you're up top versus pit reporting, right, is just how good the racing can look down on the inside. And I mean, for lack of better words, just how hard these haymakers are the guys throw in the corners. And it's one thing to be up top, right, where I usually am and where James is and where you are tonight, Ben. But, man, when you're down here in the infield, you get a whole new respect for those guys and how hard they are driving those cars into the corners. And again, if you don't think race car drivers are athletes, go stand down in the infield at one race.
Well, Dustin, you got the two guys battling for the lead, but behind them, well, Thornton's up to third. How about Thornton, Blair, and Overton? They're 3 wide several times back there inside the top 5.
Yeah, the 20 RT was really making some hay just after that last restart on the high side of the racetrack as well. Guys, Trent Ivy in the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pick, Kyle Bronson as well. Give me a second, I'll get back to you.
All right, well, 22 down, 18 to go. Jonathan Davenport gets a second to breathe and gets out of lap traffic.
He still led all 22 laps amazingly so,
yes,
right?
sir. By 0.04 of a second, he was ahead of Huddy that one lap when they were side by side. As looks like Ricky Thornton Jr. is going to stop at the All Makes Collision Center Turn 4 Body Shop. And he talks with Zach Booker down there.
So we did get a lap in. So it'll be Davenport, O'Neill, Thornton, Whitener, Harris, Brandon Overton, Mills, good run for Trey, Carson Ferguson, Max Blair, Devin Moran. Yes, Dustin.
Hey, guys, the 40B of Bronson actually just got pushed back out of the racetrack. I thought he was going to go across the track and back into the pits. Instead, the hot dog stand is open once again. Meanwhile, Trent Ivy out of the car in the 88. I asked him what happened, and all he said was, man, he said, we zigged when we should have zagged.
I'm going to stand up the rest of the way like you are. Pretty exciting stuff,
Good stuff, man. This racetrack is fantastic. Once again, just hats off to the track crews here. They got this place nice. And Jonathan Davenport looking strong out front. Hey, Mark Whitener, he liked to see that Hellraiser Jack's caution because that allowed him to race about a straightaway deficit that he had behind your first and second place
I don't think he's ever
runners.
been on a podium in the Lucas Oil Series, has he?
I don't know.
He almost got his first win a couple of weeks ago, led the most laps at Alltech. All right, so O'Neill will have the choice. He's going to pick the top, isn't he? Hey, I don't know the way the day's going. Who knows, right? He's going to pick the top, Whitener down low.
Well, HUD definitely saw in that last restart, Overton took the low side after it's previously taken the top side, and it just did not do Brandon any favors. So that's going to take the outside, but don't think for a second Whitener won't throw it in there too.
That battle back there between 20 RT, 76 and 111. They were going at it. Everybody's going at it.
And let's not forget, guys, the 5 and the 71 made contact about a lap or two after that last restart also.
Well, Clay Harrison, 5th. Here we go. The Ace Duran hauling and rigging restart. 18 to go. We'll see if we can go green the rest of the way. Davenport has led every lap. Mark Whitener looking for the bottom. Here comes O'Neill back underway. Mark Whitener, a good run into 1.
Hudson does not get a good restart as Whitener looks it inside of Davenport. Hudson all the way back to 5th. Now he'll get 2 for 1 out of 2. And now he's going to come after Whitener. Wow, big run out of 2 for Hudson.
Throws it in there on the bottom. Here comes the 20 RT. 20 RT goes to 3rd. Here comes Whitener. Mark's going to throw it in the bottom. You know he's going to throw it in front of the 20 RT. 20 RT with the crossover. Down the back straightaway. Davenport still leads O'Neill. 20 RT. Ricky Thornton Jr. back to 3rd. Whitener, they drift up that track. Here comes Overton on the bottom. 16 laps to go, Ben.
Good stuff from 3rd on back. Your top 2 breaking away right now. And there's about a half a straightaway between those two. Working lap 25. 40 laps the distance here tonight. And it seemed like before it took Hudson a couple of laps to build up a head of steam to run Davenport. And you got to wonder, Hudson might know he's only got one more chance to try to get to him because this one's going to go away in a hurry. Working lap 26. Back in 3rd, Ricky Thornton Jr. looking for his best run of the year with the series. Side by side for 4th. Whitener to the inside of Overton. He'll take it away. Overton turns back down the hill.
Man, that was close.
Wow.
Overton with the crossover. Slides up the track. Right now the deficit was 9/10 of a second, Ben. That last scored lap as we have 13 to go.
And Huddy catches the concrete, and that hurts him again up in 3 and 4. 2/10 it added to it. 1.1 the spread from 1st to 2nd. And Ricky Thornton Jr., man, you got to think he'd love to see one more Hellraiser Jack's caution to complete lap 28 off turn 4. Jonathan Davenport has led the whole way. And we'll catch a look here to see what happened to HUD a few laps ago. Here to down 3 and 4. Left side of your screen is the replay. You see the sparks. Right side is where we're live. And that could have been a lot worse, James, because a lot of times you get into the concrete, you can't get off of it.
11 laps to go. It's still 1.3 the advantage for JD. Trying to tie Scott Bloomquist as the all-time winningest driver. A little bit Of a hiccup in 2, maintains the lead. O'Neal second, Thornton third, Brandon Overton fourth, Clay Harris runs fifth.
Lap traffic's going to be an issue. If we see, and just as I say it, we get a Hellraiser Jack's caution. We got 2 of them tangled up, and that draws the caution. And that is Hilsebeck in the 22, and looks like Josh Rice in the 11.
So we got a leader plus 3, so 29 unofficially in the books.
We were just about to catch the back of the field.
So there'll still be a Delaware double file restart. What, till 5 or less laps to go, right? Because it's a 40-lap race. Let's take a look at the FK Rod-Ins instant replay, Ben. Well,
we'll see it momentarily. I believe in it. We'll see it. We'll get there.
It's a live shot, right?
Yes.
So Hilsebeck and Rice hooked up down there. So we got 11 to go. It'll still be Davenport. O'Neal is second. Third is Thornton. Fourth runs Brandon Overton. Fifth is Clay Harris. Sixth is Whitener. Seventh, Moran. 8th, Blair. 9th, Mills. 10th, Albertson. 11th, Carson Ferguson. Then Ebert, Robinson, McCowan, Dennis Herb Jr., your top 15.
Ross Robinson up 15 spots to the 13th spot. Devin Moran up 11 spots to 7th. And we're working on trying to get these cars separated on the front stretch as records will make their way out. It's been that kind of speed weeks for both those drivers, man. It's been a challenge for both of them. Well, we're going to let them get separated. We're going to step aside real fast and thanks to marketing partners. When we come back, the final 11 laps from tonight here at Golden Isles. Don't go anywhere. $11 laps left to go here tonight for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series at Golden Isles Speedway. The VLINT Winter Nationals where Jonathan Davenport leads the way. James, we had a Hellraiser Jack's caution as we had the 22 car and the 11 getting tangled up down there. Hilsebeck able to drive away from it. Josh Rice not so lucky on the hook. And I think you said it best. Josh Rice can't get to Brownstown and Atomic fast enough. It has been a rough venture down south to start the year for the 11 car.
Yeah, 2 of his best tracks, no doubt about it. Of course, he'll be at Florence as well with Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series all year long, but a lot of tracks he's never been to. Okay, 11 to go. So it'll be Delaware double file restart. O'Neal, as you see, who's down in the All Makes Collision Center. There is the 8 of Dylan McCowan.
Yep.
We've got 3 cars out of the race. We got Donald McIntosh, Brian Shirley, Trent Ivey. So we got 25 still left, all on the lead lap. Hilzebeck will be on the back there. So Rice will be out apparently as he went off on the hook, as you saw. Okay. Get Hilzebeck back here in the back. We'll be ready to go. Don't matter if you're Davenport, O'Neill, or whoever. You got to hit your marks, right? I mean, that wall is so tricky. There's just a sliver of cushion up there.
Hudson's been using the racetrack for all it's worth and a little bit extra, and it's been close to biting him. But hey, man, he's trying to find a way to get to victory lane. Ricky Thornton Jr. right now. This is, if Thornton a podium night would be big, a win would be huge.
Yep. All right, here we go. We singled him out, got him in order. Now we'll double him up. See Clay Harris. What a speed week he has had right there. Comes in tonight, 5th in the points. Is right there. In the running order, he runs in 5th. 6th is Whitener. 7th, Moran. 8th is Blair. 9th is Mills. 10th is Alberson. The Ace Duran hauling and rigging. Restart zone, 11 to go. Here comes 49. Ricky Thornton Jr. to the bottom. Good restart for the 20 RT.
That's back-to-back restarts that Hudson didn't get the best restart. He falls back to 5th again. He'll go 4th, 3rd, and now he'll set his sights for a slider. Thornton up, going to slide himself through turns 3 and 4. They're all trying to get to Jonathan Davenport. James, 10 to go, and it's 49 over 20 RT and 71.
30 laps in the books. Clay Harris digging on the bottom. Ricky Thornton Jr. through the middle. Gets the second spot back. Here comes 76. Davenport still leads.
Man,
see, you guys go right ahead and fight it out at a turn 4. And half the car length. Thornton has O'Neill. O'Neill will throw the slider again. Clay Harris digging on the bottom. Out at turn 2. Sparking the wall.
Clay Harris from 13.
2x2 into turn 3.
Oh, and a Hellraiser Jack's caution. Man, we just cannot catch a break for a long green flag run. We got a couple of them tangled down the bottom of 1 and 2. And that is Cody Overton, a pair of 16-on-16 violence, as Ross Bell's in the black 16 and the red 16 of Cody Overton. And that draws Hellraiser Jack's caution with 9 to go. And Davenport making it look easy out front, but my goodness, James, second on back, a hornet's nest. And we'll head down as I think Carson Ferguson's made his way into the Heartbeat Hot Sauce Hot Pit, and they look under the rear of that race car, DJ.
Yeah, they're looking at the right side of that race car right now. Specifically, they're looking underneath the right rear. They're in there talking to Carson as well. Now they're looking underneath the rear end of that race car, trying to diagnose what the issue is, and it might be terminal for the Paylor Motors number 93, guys.
Man, another tough break for that team.
So right now it's Devin Moran, the Oakland Trucking Hard Charger, 18th to 6th. Yes, Dustin.
Well, just as we say that, Carson Ferguson fires the 93 back up, and he's going to rejoin the field at the tail.
And your points race, every lap matters, right? As they have the Bales in the 16, there is Cody Overton subbing in for Tyler Bruning here tonight. So 9 to go. We got 2 in, Ben. It's Davenport. Thornton is now 2nd. So Thornton, Hudson O'Neill 3rd, Clay Harris 4th, Brandon Overton. Dustin, that Clay Harris sneaky good there on the bottom in the 6 car.
Yeah, he's been good on the bottom, and you know, one thing that I know that we've all talked about is Hudson O'Neill and him choosing the outside lane on these restarts. For 2 restarts in a row, it's actually allowed Ricky Thornton Jr. to momentarily pull ahead of him. But man, oh man, the run Hudson O'Neill gets off corner number 2 and down the back straightaway is just absolutely incredible. And that's what's allowed him the last couple times up until now to actually propel himself back ahead of the 20 RT. Be interesting to see where the 20 RT chooses on this restart.
All right. 31 laps complete here tonight. Again, it'll be Delaware double file to 5 or less laps to go. As you see the 16 of Cody Overton, looks like he's going to make his way back onto the racetrack.
It's been a caution-plagued feature tonight, man. When we've been green, it's been good, but we're 26 minutes into this feature, 31 laps in the books. It just cannot seem to sustain a long green flag run. 9 laps remain, so it's like there's a lot left, but it keeps breaking momentum, DJ.
Yeah, damage on the left front of the 16 of Cody Overton. He's going to pull that car back into the pit area, guys. This night's done.
All right, we'll single them out, then get them in order. Then we'll be Delaware double file behind Jonathan Davenport. Well, Mark Whitener climbed all the way to 2nd, I believe, at one point. Right now, he is back in position number 9. So Ricky Thornton Jr., he will have the first time in this race the choice of the top or the bottom. Yes, Dustin.
Meanwhile, James, the driver, the Brian Nuttall, number 16, Ross Bales has got the helmet off. His night is also finished.
All right. Ace Door and hauling and rigging. Getting a lot of airtime tonight.
That's right.
So is the All Makes Collision Center down in turn 4 to see if we can go green the rest of the way. Remember, Moran won the second. Would he win the second B main?
He did.
He started back in 18th. All right, here we go. On the restart. Jonathan Davenport, Ricky Thornton Jr., Hudson O'Neal, Clay Harris, Brandon Overton. 9 laps to settle it. On a Thursday night at Golden Isles. Back underway. The East Door rigging and hauling restart zone as they head into turn number 1, Ben.
That's been Hudson, one of his best restarts. He goes into second, all the way to the wall. Clay Harris is going to go to the bottom side, though. He goes around Thornton. Thornton falls back. Clay Harris to third. Here comes Brandon Overton. They're all chasing right now. Jonathan Davenport and Hudson O'Neal with 8 laps remaining.
Clay Harris on the bottom. Here comes Overton. Here comes Max Blair. Max Blair to 4th. Last night's hard charger. As Thornton had dropped back some spots. Here comes Miranda 99. Davenport still leads. He's got about a 7-8 car length advantage over Hudson O'Neal into turn number 1 with 7 laps to go. Got to hit your marks from here on out, man. If this thing stays green, down the back straightaway. Overton on the outside of Max Blair. Clay Harris bidding for another podium finish in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, runs 3rd with 6 to go.
Well, Davenport caught the concrete out of 4 that time, and that took 0.2 of a second off of his lead. Still just a tick under a second, his advantage over Hudson O'Neal. Meanwhile, Clay Harris, frequent flyer, early in Speed Weeks on the podium. He sits in 3rd. Overton's starting to reel him in as 5 laps to go in the lead, back to 1.1 seconds.
Clay Harris, 3rd all man up the track. That is Overton. Down the back straightaway. Thornton is in there as well into 20 RT. Blair down low. Those guys battling back there. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th. Max Blair on the bottom. Blair trying to get the 4th. Can't quite make it. Overton still has it, but the top 3 remain Davenport, O'Neal, Harris, as we have 4 laps to go as they head into turn number 3.
Making 3 laps to go this time by Overton up top. Clay Harris down low. Best race on the speedway. Left side of your screen, that's Jonathan Davenport. He's got a 1.5 second advantage over Hudson O'Neal. Huddy's got a straightaway over this battle that you see on the right side for 3rd. That Clay Harris has got, Davenport kisses the concrete. 2 to go, James.
2 to go, running out of time. They probably won't pick up the tail end of the field. The deficit right now is still 1.2 seconds. They'll to the Barron's Performance, 1 lap to go. Clay Harris trying to hang on for 3rd off of turn 4. White flag. Jonathan Davenport and Hudson O'Neal to settle it for the 2nd night in a row.
Bears Performance, 1 to go. Huddy takes a couple tenths off, running out of time, though. Final time down the back straightaway off into turns 3 and 4. Your winner of the V1 Winter Nationals here tonight at Golden Isles Speedway. Back-to-back Superman ties Bloomquist, his 94th career win.
O'Neal 2nd. Here comes 3rd. And Overton slid in there, and Overton got by the 6 of Clay Harris at the finish line. Max Blair will finish in 4th, Thornton 5th, Harris 6th, Dennis Erb Jr. 7th, Devin Moran 8th, Dylan McCowan, good run for him, and he got 8th, Whitener 9th, and Garrett Alberson is 10th. Your Hoker Trucking hard charger bin of this race, Ross Robinson, up 16 spots in car number 7 after starting on the tail, finishes in 12th.
Well, they'll make their way over to the scales there. The Long Acres Racing Products scales get checked out. And as long as everything goes A-OK over there, Jonathan Davenport from a 2nd straight night as a Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series feature winner presented by FloRacing. And the Ace Doran Hauling and Rigging, Nutrient Ag Solutions, ASC Warranty, Mark Martin Automotive, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Bill Stein, Mount Airy, Polaris, VP Racing Fuels, Longhorn Dynamics, Midwest Sheet Metal, Go Lithium, Swift Springs, all sponsors on that Cornet power plant under the hood tonight for Jonathan Davenport in the Longhorn race car. That would be his 2nd win of the year, his 2nd win in 2 nights, and it would tie him with Scott Bloomquist atop the all-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series winners list.
So unofficially, your top 10 as they go through the Long Acre scales. Davenport, O'Neal, Overton, Clay Harris, Max Blair 5th. Blair started in 11th. Clay Harris He started 13th. Good run for Clay. 7th, good run Dennis Erb Jr. He started 22nd, comes home in 7th. Devin Moran started 18th, finishes in 8th. And Dylan McCown, good run for the 8 car. And then the 5 of Mark Whitener. And then down through the field, you have Garrett Alberson, Ross Robinson, Tyler Erb, Trey Mills, Dan Ebert, Brandon Shepard 16th, and Brendan Smith, Kyle Bronson, Garrett Smith, Corey Lawler, Daniel Hilzebek, Carson Ferguson, Cody Overton, Ross Bales, Josh Rice, Trent Ivey, Brian Shirley, and Donald McIntosh.
Well, you see the Fast 49 enter the Long Acre Tech Shed. And as long as he passes Tech in there, he will join Dustin on the front straightaway in Veland Victory Lane. 9 events for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series this year. 4 different winners. And Jonathan Davenport, pending inspection, will get his 2nd of the year. As we said, 94th all-time for JD, 3-time series champion. And, man, the ante just keeps increasing, James. Tomorrow night, $12,000 to win, $25,000 on Saturday. And as we saw back at the FloRacing Night in America Peach State Classic in November, when the big money's on the line in the state of Georgia, that 49 car is awful tough.
We had a good racetrack again tonight, Ben. We just had a few more cautions than we wanted, right? So...
yeah, they definitely came in inopportune times, but it was also, that was also a byproduct. The racetrack was really aggressive tonight, and guys were using every inch, but, man, that top was really tough. Brandon Overton's made his way back out. He'll be 3rd on the Big River Steel podium.
Yeah, he got around Harris on the last lap there.
Harrison's up 4th in the final rundown. All right, so waiting on JD.
As they check, of course, it's a pound per lap burn off. It's 23.50 minus 40, so 23.10. They'll check the tires, check droop. Corey Fossfed, the crew chief on the Lance and Darla Landers Double L car.
602 late model feature coming up next. We'll close the night out with the Crown Vic main event. All right, so waiting on, you see the nose of the Ace Doran, hauling and rigging, number 49, sitting down there, waiting to clear, make his way back out. Lance and Darla Landers, owners on that 49 car.
Survived the contact with Tyler Erb there. They banged wheels as he, see if he makes the left-hand turn back onto the racetrack. The 42-year-old out of Blairsville, Georgia.
Well, James, it looks like it's official. Dustin Jarrett, Jonathan Davenport, he's setting up a residency down there in Veland Victory Lane here at Golden Isles Speedway, and he is rolling your way. He'll be joining you momentarily.
He's going to go 2 for 2 here this week with 2 more races still to go. Of course, $12,000 on the line here tomorrow night. And then we up the ante, $25,000 to win in the finale here on Saturday. He's a 5-time World 100 champion, and he's a 3-time Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series champion. And has been oh so noted. That win here tonight ties him with 94 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, with the late, great Scott Bloomquist atop the all-time series leaderboard. 953 career races have been run in the Lucas Oil Series. And Davenport and Bloomquist now sit tied atop that leaderboard. For the 2nd straight night, he comes from the Bilstein pole to get the win here at Golden Isles Speedway. The driver out of Blairsville, Georgia, in that Lance Landers, Ace Doran Hauling and Rigging, Nutrient Ag Solutions, number 49, getting congrats from his crew down here in Victory Lane. A winner for the 2nd straight night in the Veland Winter Nationals here at Golden Isles. He's going to get the checkered flag. He's going to get the Veland hat. He's got the $10,000 paycheck sitting down here waiting on him. As he gets ready to climb out of the car, how about it, ladies and gentlemen? A winner on back-to-back nights in his 94th career win with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. How about it for Superman Jonathan Davenport? Confetti goes off. He gives a thumbs up to the crew down here. JD, congratulations. First things first, we're gonna start right from the top. You now have 94 career wins in the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, as Ben talked to you about down here last night. You're now tied atop the all-time win list with Scott Bloomquist. Let that soak in for a second. Think about that and tell me what that means.
I wish he was here so we could talk about it. He taught me a lot, Scott did, and believe it or not, me and him talk not all the time, but we did. We was acquaintances. We wasn't just rivalries. At one point we was, but I had a tremendous amount of respect for him, and I think I gained his respect throughout the years too. So it's man, that's I can remember my first 2 Lucas Oil wins with Barry Wright. We went to a new place never been to before. I think it was Winchester, Virginia, and then the next night outrun Scott at Virginia Motor Speedway, and to get back-to-back wins there. So just awesome, really. Never would have thought I would have got more than those 2 that weekend. But now to get 90-something, that's just crazy.
Tell me how you got there. Tell me about this race, because at one time there were a few cautions right around the middle of this race, and the 71 actually got alongside you a couple times. It seemed like, though, you really weren't rattled by the late race cautions that you had.
I'm glad I didn't seem like I was. Those I didn't know where to go on the restarts. I thought the top was a little better taking off. You just get a little bit more momentum, but this place is so wide, you give up a whole lot of real estate down to the bottom. So I was trying a couple different things there, and the first restart, I think Tyler got into me there. I just got loose and tried to get back to the bottom there, and I'm sure like he just didn't expect me to slow down that much and hit my left rear. So I know we've had our differences, but would like to race it out with him there. So anyway, and then Hudson got to me in lap traffic, and we started sliding each other. 2 or 3 times, I believe, but he gave me plenty of room. And one time I kind of pushed off a 2 and almost got into him, but I was trying my best not to. So I knew he was going to be one of the cars to beat. He was really fast in his heat race. Him and Jason's been doing a good job, but just tremendous job for my crew. Corey, Tyler, Jacob, Keena. Can't ask anything more out of anybody. They're doing an excellent job and giving me a great race car.
How difficult was it to tiptoe around the top of this racetrack? It looked like a few times. I didn't look at the right rear of this race car, but it looked like you were running Eldora the way you were trying to tiptoe around the top and maybe even bounce off the wall a time or 2.
Yeah, for sure. It was extremely difficult. I couldn't imagine being right on somebody's fuel cell and trying to do that, because at least I could see where I was going, but it got slick enough up there that you couldn't be sideways, because if you did, you would hit the wall with the right rear, then it would jerk the right front over. So you had to be as straight as possible and smooth up there. But it only feels like there's about 2 foot up there of lip that you run on in the banking, but I'm sure there's a little bit more than that. But it's definitely one of the toughest places to drive like that right there around the top of 3 and 4. 1 and 2 ain't quite as bad. You can kind of let it float up and come back down, and just don't go over the edge off of turn 2. But 3 and 4 was very, very difficult. Then it got pretty dark over there off of 4, and it was really hard to see the wall. So the straighter you got, I hit it with my right front a couple times. So just trying not to take myself out of the race also doing that. But just once again, thank Ace Duran, whatever. I guess it depends on where you growed up, how you say it. But just thankful for them coming on board. And obviously, Steve Martin, Nutrient Ag Solutions, ASC Warranty. Got to thank my buddy Chris Davis. I forgot to mention him last night with Midwest Sheet Metal. Bill Steen, Longhorn Dynamics, VP Fuels, Kaiser Wheels. They're definitely strong. I bounced off the wall several times with the right rear and the right front. So luckily, these Hoosiers held air, and just thankful to be here. Sorry that Blaine and Rachel wasn't here. My dad's here, so that's awesome that he got here for this milestone victory, and we're just looking forward for the rest of the weekend.
Congratulations, man. How about it, Superman Jonathan Davenport gets his 94th career win with the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. We're going to run over here and grab a word with the driver that finished runner-up tonight. That was a terrible handshake, wasn't it? That's all right. Hudson O'Neal finishes second here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Hud, right there around the middle of the race, there was a caution or 2. You were able to show your nose to the 49 a couple times, but weren't able to get around. What else did you need to be up there where he's at tonight?
Probably, I think that it was going to be the same story for just whoever was out front. You know, I think there was no way I was going to pass him unless he hit the wall or did something, you know, or maybe caught him in lap traffic in a bad spot. But I think if I was out front, it probably would have been the same way. It just it was very top dominant, and it was hard to set him up enough to throw a slide job because there was such a run leaving the corner. So. No, but I think, you know, we're up here on the podium again, man. We can't complain at all. Even though we want to win these races, we're putting ourselves in good positions. If something is to happen, we're able to win them, but we'll take these seconds. It's such a blessing to be up here and be a part of it and be in the hunt every night. And, you know, I think that's a lot of credit to my guys, Jason, Riley, Kyle, Logan, Michael Meredith's here with us, my wife Tessa, and Todd and Vicky Burns, and everybody back at SSI Motorsports for giving us the equipment to come out here and compete at the highest level, and appreciate every single one of them, and appreciate all you fans. Thank you, Golden Isles and Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series, and Flow Sports, and everybody on this race car. Wheeler Metals, Merrill Bonding Company, Big River Steel, O'Neill Savage and Recycling, Professional Concrete Cutting and Drilling, Indiana U Triple SA, Penske Racing Shocks, Snowco Race Fuels, Midwest Sheet Metal, Schoenfeld Headers, Beeman Lumber, Hutchins Automotive Group, O'Neill Contracting, and everybody that's a part of it. Chris at Midwest Sheet Metal, and we'll keep digging, and hopefully one time this week we'll knock JD off the top spot, and maybe we can get one.
Well, he will leave here still the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series points leader. How about it for Hudson O'Neill? And we'll come over here and grab a word with, I think, the favorite son of Golden Isles, Brandon Overton. Brandon, a solid run for you and your team tonight. You got third there on the last lap over Clay Harris. You and I talked after that heat race win about the difference in this racetrack. Did it do what you expected it to do in this feature? And if not, what do you think you need to change on this race car before tomorrow night?
I think our race car's fine. It's just I was kind of JD's out front leading, doing his thing, and we were trying to just kind of match him, you know what I mean, get through a couple, you know how this place is, it always kind of lane up, and you need to have some tire at the end of the race, but like I said, everybody's just driving as hard as they can. It's hard you can't protect. Every time I try to get in a rhythm or something, somebody slides you, and it just gets you all bottled up. So I spent half the race battling back around the cars who slide you in 1 and 2, you know what I mean? So, yeah, just a frustrating race for me. But congrats to JD and Hudson. We got to get a little bit better, and we'll be fine. But, yeah, like you said, it's awesome to be back in Brunswick. It's definitely not, like I said earlier, it's not the normal Brunswick. I don't know. It's just maybe because it's warmer now, you know what I mean? But the track doesn't even feel the same. So we'll take it. I just want to thank Jason and Scott Riggs for everything they do. Got a lot of sponsors here. Garnto Southern, they're up there in the booth. Try to get them one before we leave. Harco Construction, RW Powell, Big Dog Stump and Tree, SEM, Clements Automotive, Boswell Oil, Chad Tootin's running around here somewhere. My crew, they've been busting their butt. VG Performance, Bill Steen. I know I'm going to forget somebody, but like I said, we'll take our third and go on to tomorrow.
He's going to round out the Big River Steel podium. How about it for big sexy Brandon Overton? Well, that's your Big River Steel podium here tonight at Golden Isles. Don't go anywhere if you're watching at home on Flow Racing. Race recap, 602s and Crown Vic still to come. We'll be back from the Thursday portion of the Veland Winter Nationals at Golden Isles. You're watching live on Flow Racing.